heads up, stop. This is going to be a TMI video. It's about... This is going to be a story about my gastroparesis. It's a disease that I have. I was diagnosed in, I think I was first maybe diagnosed, I thought it was a possibility, in June or July of 2013, and I was officially diagnosed end of 2013, beginning of 2014, somewhere in that time frame. Okay, so let's take it way back to 1996 when I was 5 years old. I was in, obviously, kindergarten. I would complain of I just remember my stomach hurting. Actually, yeah, like physical pain, but like nauseous, feel like just constipated, and this video, it's about belly issues and medical stuff. So I have vivid memories. And telling my mom, in the morning when we were getting ready for school, I don't want to go to school. My stomach hurts. I just want to lay in bed and sleep. And, I didn't feel good. And, a lot of this, my parents took me to the doctor. My pediatrician didn't know, she's nauseous, it's a virus, stomach bug, she'll get over it, whatever. And it just kept, my stomach would always hurt, and I would tell my mom in the morning getting ready for school, I don't feel good. My stomach hurts. And so, they never could have an answer of to why I was feeling like this. So some people I don't know if it was people from my school, teachers, or if it was my doctor. Because again, this was 21 years ago, so I don't know exactly. A lot of this information that I have from when I was younger is what my parents have told me. They just thought I was doing it for attention, and just because I didn't want to go to a kid that didn't want to go to school. So I was actually referred to a gastroenterologist. I can never say that word. Basically a stomach doctor, if you don't know what that is. And they did what's called, what was that called? Oh, an upper GI. So basically it's kind of like an x-ray. They lay you down and take pictures, and then you drink barium fluid or barium milk juice, barium drink, whatever you want to call it, and it shows up on the screen so that they could literally see what's going on in my stomach. And that came back normal, so they, I guess my parents just kind of thought that, I was not making it up, or, whatever, because every test would come back normal. So, all throughout kindergarten to my freshman year, sophomore year, they just thought that it was just stomach aches, and they never really had an explanation of why my stomach hurt all the time. So then when I was 16, 2006, 2007, I know I've already said that 3 times, I was having a lot of stomach pain, but kind of in my right lower part of my abdomen. And my mom took me to the doctor, and I was still going to a pediatrician at 6. Actually, I was crying and it hurt, obviously. And she told my mom to take me down to Children's Hospital of Cincinnati, because I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. And they, a girl comes in, anybody comes in, not just a girl, right lower abdominal pain. They're going to automatically think appendicitis. So they worked me up for appendicitis, start an IV, did a CAT scan. So they admitted me to the hospital to watch me overnight. And then the next morning my stomach felt better and I was sent home. So, nothing really again. And then I went back to my doctor and they said, well, we want to do a ultrasound of your pelvis. So they saw free fluid around both of my ovaries. So they thought, okay, we found the answers. Finally, she has ovarian cysts. So I was referred to a gynecologist, and she started me on birth control just because it would stop me from ovulating, and it would hopefully stop the cysts from being formed and causing pain. So I was put on birth control at 16, and I was on it, gosh, I think for like a year, maybe. Maybe that's totally wrong. I don't know. I really don't remember. I want to say like anywhere from 6 months to a year. Once I turned 21 and my doctor, I went to see an adult, just internal medicine doctor, and then my children's gastroenterologist, referred me to an adult one. And so I went and saw her, and she was okay. I mean, she was very nice, very good at what she does. And she, looked over all my stuff from children's and referred me to a GI surgeon. And we went and saw the surgeon, and she was like, do a repeat CT scan when I was 21. And my GI surgeon saw that, and I don't know if they did another test because, this was a long time. This was 5 years ago. So I don't remember like every detail. And me and my mom went back for a follow-up, and she was like, okay, you have a volvulus, which is twisting or looping of the intestines. And so basically in the bottom right corner of my abdomen, where my large intestines was, there was a section of it that was just twisting and like not in a knot. It's so hard to explain, just twisting, and that's what was causing the pain in my abdomen. So she wanted to recommend a total colectomy, which is removing all of my large bowel. So I had a test done. The name of the test is, it's probably some special name, but I don't know what it is, but this is going to be, again, TMI. They basically take a balloon and insert it into my rectum and put a little bit of air in it. And basically I had like 7 or 10 minutes that they wanted to see if my muscles could push out the balloon, basically act like I was going to the bathroom. They wanted me to be able to get it out within a certain amount of time, and that, I guess, would tell how strong and this sounds so weird, how strong my rectum muscles were, maybe, to see if, basically, they were testing to see if I would need a ostomy bag or if they could reconnect things to my rectum so I could still go to the bathroom normally. And thank God I passed that test, so I do not have a colostomy bag. So on April 16th, 2012, I went in early in the morning and I had a total colectomy. They removed all but 30 centimeters of my large bowel and they reconnected it to my rectum and I'm able to go to the bathroom normally, no ostomy bag. Praise the Lord. April of 2012, and I was in the hospital for 10 days. I wasn't supposed to come out of surgery with an NG tube, which is a tube that goes up your nose and down into your stomach, because they thought I was young and my bowels wouldn't have trouble waking up after surgery and I'd be good. So I didn't come out of surgery with an NG tube. Big mistake. The surgeon should have put an NG tube down, because 3 or 4 days later after surgery, my bowels were still asleep and not waking up. So they gave me some like Valium or something to relax me. Yeah, that didn't do crap, because I was nervous, because they're like, oh, hey, we're going to shove a giant tube up your nose and down your throat. Whoa, while you're awake. Yeah, not fun. It was like an hour later, the nurse came in. Actually, 2 nurses came in, and I will never forget my mom. Again, my mom is with me the entire time. My mom has stayed in the hospital with my mom. Is a literally, I'm gonna get emotional. I can't believe this. My mom is a saint. She, I am married and I have 3 kids. And my mom will still take me to the hospital, go to doctors with me, just because, And now that I'm a mom of my own, or a mother, I have kids of my own, it's a mother's love. And, if you're a parent, you understand what I'm saying. But if you're not a parent, you're like, okay, you're 26 years old, you don't need your mom. But mothers, when your babies are sick, you'll do anything in the world to make your baby better. And I am so thankful that my babies are healthy and they don't have an illness like I do, because I couldn't imagine watching my baby being sick and not knowing what was wrong. I'm rambling. I'm getting so far off track. I was not supposed to do this. But no, my mom is a saint. And Mom, if you're watching this, I love you with all of my heart. You are so strong, and you have had one hell of a story yourself. You are seriously the strongest person I know, and I am so thankful to have you. So my mom was there with me, holding my hand while they're trying to shove this tube down my throat, or up my nose, down my throat, into my stomach. Literally took like an hour and a half, because I have the worst gag reflex in the world. And so, throwing up, trying to get it done. So they finally get it down, and I was so exhausted and feeling that there's like something stuck in your throat while trying, I can't even explain it. I felt like it was like right here. So they get the NG tube down, and it's awful. I hate it, but I knew that I needed it, because I was just throwing up and throwing up and throwing up and throwing up. And so they get that, and it was in for like 3 days, I think, 2 or 3 days. And I have some pictures from my surgery, so I will try to insert those. Obviously couldn't get up and take a shower with a tube attached to my nose. So they had like these shower caps that was like shampoo. So she was washing my hair, and that was those are the 3 pictures I can think of right now. So after my stomach wasn't waking up, I got a little nervous, like I'm really sick. And my brother, who lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, flew up and surprised me, and came to stay with me. And he stayed 2 nights in the hospital with me while my mom went back to work, because she was off, a week. And then, so my brother stayed with me and helped take care of me. My brother's awesome. I love my brother so much. I was in the hospital for 9 days. They discharged me, and I had a follow up, whatever. I was doing good. So after I healed from my surgery, I was good for a year. I went back to work. I was doing good. It was really good. And then that year was over. And the stomach pain came back. And not only did it come back, it was worse. And I was vomiting all the time. But this time, I didn't have constipation like I did prior to my colectomy. I had diarrhea. And it was awful. My stomach, I just felt so sick all the time. When it first started, when I was throwing up all the time, actually I thought I was pregnant, just because my life had been good. Well, not that my life is bad, but my stomach had been good, and then all of a sudden I'm throwing up, and I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. Wasn't pregnant. And it just, I'm trying to remember, the timeline of events, but, we started, my mom taking me to the ER, trying to figure out what was going on. They did CTs, x-rays, all kinds of tests again. And the only thing that has ever come back on CT scans is that my small bowel was starting to dilate bigger and be, I'm trying to think how to explain it. And my bowel was just dilated, and basically I was full of gas, which we didn't understand, because, I was able to pass gas fine. But one thing that we did realize, just never occurred, I guess, or I guess we did, it just made more sense why I was full of gas, is it is very hard for me. I just can't drink a pop and burp. I have to take simethicone to help break up gas and pass gas the other way, but I can't burp. I don't know how to, it's weird. Or very rarely I'll able to make a fake burp. I don't know. But I don't just burp. This is getting so. If you're still watching, I'm proud of you, and you should subscribe, because this is going to be probably one of the longest, boringest videos. But I really wanted to share my story. So that was, my surgery was in April of 2012, and this was, let's take it up to spring into summer of 2013. I had rekindled with my ex-boyfriend from high school, who is now my husband and father of my children. But that's a whole another story of how I met my husband. If you want to see that video, comment down below and I will do it. So summer 2013, I just got worse, but the only new symptom, minus, everything my symptoms from before, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, belly pain, um, it increasing, is my other symptom was I started bloating, and not just like period bloating, you just feel a little big, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. No. Girl, I was bloating to where I looked like I was 9 months, or not 9 months pregnant, 6, 7 months pregnant. And I'll insert a picture. That is what I would look like. And it was awful. I would just be like, I'd go into the ER and be in pain, and they'd be like, okay, we'll call OB. And I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant. And they'd be like, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure I'm not pregnant. So, and then, I had other tests done. My GI doctor didn't know what else to do. So she dismissed me as a patient, and I was referred to another GI. And he did a test called gastric emptying test. And basically, you eat radioactive eggs, and they watch over 4 hours and see how your stomach empties. And over from the 4 hours, I still had a lot of food, more than the normal amount, or being empty after 4 hours from eating. A normal person's stomach is completely or almost all the way empty after 2 hours of eating. And at 4 hours, I still had like over 50% of the food in my stomach. So that would cause the nausea, which I'm actually nauseous right now. And I have a headache because it's like 1 a.m. So I may refilm this just because I look like a zombie and I'm really tired. So I'm sorry. So, but I'm almost done. I'm doing good. So let's see. I'm looking down at my notes. So I was diagnosed with gastroparesis. So this was all 2013. I went up to the Cleveland Clinic, and I met a great doctor who actually referred me to a doctor in Louisville, Kentucky. And his name is Dr. Thomas Abel, and he is actually the co-inventor of the gastric stimulator, or gastric pacemaker, or neurostimulator. There's so many different names for it. And I had the this is January of 2014, and I had the test for the temporary one, which they put two itty bitty wires down up my nose, down my throat, into my stomach, and then they were like this, and then I had a bag attached to me where I had the stimulator in it. And I think I had that in for like 48 hours. So they had the temporary gastric stimulator, and it worked great. Like an hour or two after I woke up from the procedure to put it in, I was a completely different person. My nausea was decreased a lot when I felt so good. So I was like, yes, like I want this stimulator. So in March of 2014, March 3rd to be exact, I had the gastric stimulator placed, and I will actually show it to you guys. You can see it. Oops. So this is the stimulator. It's a little square. You can see my scar where they put it. It's just sitting right underneath the skin. Like literally, it's that thick. Well, minus the skin. I can move. It's gross. And then the wires, I'm trying to see, there's an incision right there. That's where they connected the wires to my stomach. And actually, you can feel, if I can find him. I know this is not the most flattering view, and I'm so sorry about that. you can feel the wires, and it goes just into my stimulator. And when they adjust it, they just have a little thing, whatever, and I just hold it on top, and they can adjust the settings or whatever they need to do. So, fast forward to, let's see, August of 2014. I still have to go to the ER every now and then just because, the stimulator helps nausea. It doesn't completely eliminate it. And when I get dehydrated, I, have to go in and get IV fluids. Okay, stop. I need to go back because I forgot to explain what gastroparesis is. My bad. So, when I was diagnosed with gastroparesis, it means that my stomach and my small bowel are paralyzed. So, food just sits there and doesn't move or is very, very slow moving. So what the stimulator does is shocks my stomach or my intestines to push the food through, so I am able to somewhat be normal and have better peristalsis of my intestines in my stomach. So in August of 2014, because I was still, having to go to the ER just to get fluids, nausea medicine, pain medicine, whatever this. Anyway, so my veins, for years of going to the hospital and getting IVs, my veins are awful. Like, I have so much scar tissue right here. My veins were, and when you're dehydrated, your veins kind of are weak anyway, small, whatever. So I had a port placed. So this is my port. It's a power port. You can actually see the three. I'm looking in my screen. I'm sorry. You can see the 3 dots. And so basically when I go in to get an IV, they, it's a very sterile procedure, and they take a needle, stick it in, and this is connected. I'm trying to see if you can see where it goes, and it goes into my vena cava and then goes to my heart. So I always have, basically it's like an IV, and I always have access to, always have IV access, sorry. So this is my best friend. I love my port. It's a lifesaver. Anytime I go to the hospital, I get this accessed unless I'm having a baby. If I'm having a baby, then I get a regular IV, because when baby's born, I want baby directly on my chest. And if I had my port needle and the dressing, it would just be, the baby couldn't, it would just, a big old thing right in the baby's face. Okay, so my gastric stimulator, or my port was placed August of 2014, and let's see, so then 2015, from then until now, I still have to go to the hospital to get IV medication, because sometimes my oral just doesn't work, and when I'm throwing up and all that stuff. So I still have nausea, obviously. I still suffer from chronic pain. My stomach, still hurts. There's no cure for gastroparesis as of now. Could be, hopefully, maybe in my lifetime. That'd be nice. If not, so that is like most of my story. I will add some if I have to. So if you see footage from here on out of different whatever, yeah, that means I forgot, because it's literally like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I'm tired. So let's see, gastroparesis, port plate. I'm looking at my notes because I'm so tired. I've had 2 beautiful babies. My first was born November 6th of 2015, and her name is Eva, beautiful baby girl. I love her with all of my heart. And then I have a 13-week-old baby. Well, she's 13 weeks today. Oh my goodness, she's 13 weeks. And her name is Harper Ann. And she's my little baby, and she's so cute. And I'm going to go get her in a minute so you guys can see her because she's so cute. But my 18-month-old is sleeping. And then I have a 5-year-old stepdaughter, Briley, who you probably saw in the intro of the video. You see all my babies. She's my stepdaughter, and I love her. I love all 3 of my babies so much. 3 beautiful girls, a wonderful husband who I met when I was just 15. Was I technically 14? I was possibly 14, definitely at least 15 when I met my husband. And we got married May 29th, 2015. And then our daughter was born in November, and then 16 months later, Harper was born. So that has nothing to do with my gastroparesis story, but that's a little clip, and I will do more videos. Okay, thank you. I'm going to do my outro. Hello, beautiful. Alright, guys, if you made it this far, give yourself a round of applause because that was a really long video. Thank you for watching my gastroparesis story, struggle of stomach issues, 21-year stomach battle issues. Battle, like I'm a warrior. This is Miss Harper Ann, and hers is 13 weeks old, and she is absolutely beautiful. I love her. What do you think? Well, I'm tired. And say, hi YouTube. Oh, goodness. I'm a little octopus. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. Give it a big thumbs up. Poor baby. Shh, 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 shh. You okay? You okay? Poor baby. Oh, you waving? You telling them to subscribe to Mommy's channel so we can grow? Because I just hit 102 and I'm pretty excited about it. So is Harper. Oh, yeah, see? She's excited. She says, you should like and subscribe. All right. Comment down below if you have any questions or any videos that you'd like to see, or if you just want to say hi. Can you say bye? See? She said bye. She's waving bye. She's a genius. Oh, yep. And this is my cute